Hello and welcome everyone to another edition of the Daily 8 on the News 8 Live Desk. Phil Penarski here with the top 8 stories that you need to know for your day. Happy Monday, everyone. Hopefully you all had a very good weekend. Hopefully you even got a chance to check out some of the ArtPrize festivities that are going on across Grand Rapids, maybe even some of the other awesome events that you found inside this weekend's weekend planner. We do have a lot going on today per usual here on the Daily 8, so let's get right into things with our very first story of the day. And the Grand Rapids Police Department had an early morning Monday as one of their police cruisers was involved in a crash along Medical Mile. The crash happened around 3 a.m. Officers said that they observed a white Kia driving recklessly near Fulton Street and LaGrave Avenue. The suspects were driving fast, disregarding stop signs and traffic lights as well. That's according to GRPD. Police did not engage in a pursuit at the time, but then the Kia drove through a red light and hit one of their cruisers. 3 juveniles were inside of the vehicle at the time of the crash. It was also later determined that that car was stolen. All 3 of those juveniles were taken into custody and no serious injuries were reported. An investigation is now underway. And we head to Kalamazoo County for this next one. A woman was shot and 2 others were injured when a gun accidentally went off at a Costco Sunday evening. According to the Kalamazoo County Sheriff's Office, the gun went off from inside the woman's purse around 4:45 p.m. She was shot in the hand and 2 others were injured in the chaos of that incident, one having an injury to their ankle and the other fainting. They were treated at the scene and the woman was taken to a nearby hospital for treatment of her gunshot wound to her hand. No other information has been released at this time in that case. And like I said, ArtPrize is now underway, one of the more exciting times in the city of Grand Rapids, but that's not the case for one artist. Thomas Ackerman set up his piece at Canal Park ahead of the competition's start, but when he went to go take a look at it again on Friday, when the festivities really got started, he found that someone had actually vandalized it. Ackerman said that someone apparently threw part of his artwork in the water near Canal Park. That piece is titled Addiction Swapping, which highlights Ackerman's ability to quit smoking after 40 years and turn to running as an outlet. GRPD is now working on an investigation in that act of vandalism and is also working with ArtPrize to help keep other pieces safe from vandalism over the next 2 weeks during the competition. And this next story is a rather bizarre one, and it takes us across state lines. Police in Ohio reportedly found an 8-year-old girl shopping at a Target store after she took a car and drove it more than 10 miles to that store. According to authorities, the girl's parents called them to report her missing, and during that same time, they got several calls from drivers in the area saying they saw a small child driving on the busy roads. Police then found the car in a Target parking lot, which is about 25 minutes away from the girl's home. They found her inside of the Target shopping, and her family was able to meet her there and pick her up. Thankfully, the girl was not hurt, but she did tell officers that she hit a mailbox during her drive. And Tech Week officially kicks off today. The 6-day-long event will host fun activities and learning lessons across the city from now through Saturday. There is actually a kickoff event happening with Freakonomics co-author Stephen Dubner today at 3 p.m. And one of the big topics that will be covered pretty extensively during Tech Week will, of course, be AI. There are more than 20 events focused solely on that topic, including how it will be implemented in the healthcare field. You can learn more about how those plans are already starting to kind of come into place inside this story, recently written by business reporter Madeline Bergsma. You can find all of that right now on woodtv.com. And staying on a similar topic, researchers at the University of Michigan have created a new replacement for those N95 masks. The masks were a must-have during the COVID-19 pandemic, but they proved to be pretty uncomfortable and made communicating difficult. Well, these researchers have developed what they are calling a wearable air curtain that prevents 99.8% of all aerosols from reaching a person's face. You can check out more on this new invention right now inside our story on woodtv.com. And now we're going to take a step aside and get you a look at your forecast. Here is Storm Teammate meteorologist Scott Larson.
Lots of sunshine out there on what's going to be a hot September day as we check things out in Grand Rapids. Forecast highs this afternoon are likely to land in the middle to upper 80s, perhaps touching 90 in a few locations. 88 in Newaygo today, 87 toward Ravenna. Further south, 87 degrees Grand Rapids, 88 Allegan, 87 in Hastings. As you approach the state line toward Indiana, 87 degrees in Sturgis, 90 in Dowagiac and Niles. We are going to be closing in on some records this afternoon. The record high temperature is 89, set back in 1955 for Grand Rapids. So again, we are going to be fairly close for Grand Rapids as well as Muskegon and Holland.
All right, thanks, Scott. And we end today's show with a new device that is making the lives of Kent District Library staff much easier. Back in May, KDL's Service Center received a new sorting machine that saves employees time and allows the library to put new books on the shelves even faster. Before the sorter got there, it would take staff about a day just to sort through about 4,000 books. Well, now the sorter can get through 5,000 books in just 2.5 hours. Sorter also allows for quicker transfers of books between all of their branches, which means if you have a book on hold, you might get it even faster from another library, thanks in part to this machine. All right, well, that is going to do it for us today on this edition of the Daily 8. We will be back again tomorrow, of course, with 8 more stories kicking off at noon that you just have to know about. I want to thank everybody so much for tuning into this latest edition of the News 8 Live Desk. I'm Phil Pinarski, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.